Which historical painter would you like to sit down for a drink with?
Wow, okay, that's a good question. There's this legendary, like when you talk of modern artists and until our generation. Like what I can say, the painter I respect most, and where I say he was great indeed. Like Vincent van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh was a good painter. I love how he used to use some strokes, even some colors, even when you see the landscape, even the portraits. Yeah, I can, if Vincent van Gogh was still alive, I could love even sit to have even coffee. Yeah.
If you could watch them working on one of their paintings, which one would you choose?
The portrait for Van Gogh, the portrait, like the self-portraits for Van Gogh. Like I love how he used some strokes on his self-portraits, even the background, the colors, yeah.
What would a younger version of you make of your paintings today?
Okay, when I'm working sometimes, like how I feel like I'm just a baby, like a young boy when I'm working, like in terms of the figures, how I create, like how I paint some figures, how I draw some figures. Some, when they see, they can, other people, they say, no, my child can do this, even my 2-year-old child can do this. How I feel like a baby when I'm working, because it's more like I express myself. I don't limit myself when I'm painting or drawing. Yeah.
What advice would you have for that younger you?
What I can say, the advice I can say, the people like in my generation, like my young, the advice I can say, so about you just think, do what your heart is telling you, what you love, what you feel, like how you enjoy, like whatever you enjoy, like expressing yourself, like you try by all means to speak out. What I've observed, like to me, it was very challenging to speak out. Well, the time I was growing up as a young boy until how the stage I've reached, it was very challenging to speak out. But I found myself like speaking out through my paintings. Like I speak through my paintings. When you see the teeth, when you see the mouth open, you see the eyes. It's how I express myself. Even what I can say, express yourself. Try by all means to speak. Yeah.
When you are exploring the nature of paint and other materials, what are you looking for?
When I'm working, when I'm painting, every time when I'm painting, like mixing colors, I have conversation. Like when I'm painting, I have conversation while the actual painting I'm painting that day. Like I have like conversation, like talking to my painting, talking to my work when I'm painting. Yeah, like I try by all means, what should I do, what should I put, like every time I try by all means to discover something. I try by all means, like to get that feel I want, when I'm working. Yeah.
Can you think of a material that surprised you on how it behaved?
The material, like when I'm working sometimes, the kind of material, like in terms of the colors, in terms of the material, like canvases, even like what surprised me when I'm working, how like I mix colors, how they react sometimes when I put them together, when you get red, when you get blue, green, how they react together. Like sometimes I end up just creating a different color where at the end they just say, wow, this is amazing. Yeah.
What do you think is special about your studio environment that separates it from the rest?
Oh, okay. What like the most special in my studio, the most things which I see in my studio. Every time when I enter into my studio, the first thing I see, you find scattered. You find things are scattered. Paints is all over. Like canvases, there's too much mixing in the studio. It's how I connect before I start painting. Whatever I see, like I connect to see things scattered. Like, yeah, I think my mind is scattered. Yeah.
What kind of impact does music have when you're working?
In terms of music when I'm working, I listen to slow music. When I'm painting, I like, it can be motion, it can be like slow music. I connect when I'm painting. Like sometimes I paint without music, sometimes I paint with music. It's all about, I connect sometimes when I'm working. Yeah.
Tell me about your rituals. Do you see your work as ritualistic?
Yeah. So yeah, my work at the end is, there's that connection. There's that connection. I believe every person we live like there's two things: there's spiritually and physical in a physical world. Like in terms of painting, like in terms when you're painting, it's more like you're out of physical, like you're doing, like you're painting, like you're connecting. To me, there's that thing you say. There's little thing, like other people when they look at my painting, they say, yeah, your work they look scary. Some they say, you have, yeah. Some they say, no, these works they spiritual behind. They look, there's that little behind. But what I believe is it's just yeah, it's what I can say, to be honest. Yeah.
Do you find yourself being superstitious while painting?
Yeah, sometimes when I'm painting, I wonder when I paint something, I ask myself, what kind of, like sometimes even when I sleep, even when I sit, I just ask myself, what kind of things do I paint? What kind of things do I like? At the end, I try by all means to speak out. Like I always just say I feel good when I'm painting, to be honest. Yeah. And I become connected with my paintings most, like when I'm working. I get surprised. Like at the end when I do something, I get surprised when I see it. Like I just leave it. When I wake up, I start touching it again. Like I start painting on it until, yeah.
What color do you find most challenging?
The colors which I find most challenging. But at the end, I find at the end I enjoy, like when you talk about lead, you talk about greens, you talk about these colors. To me, they become challenging, but I try by all means to blend in. When I'm painting, I blend in, I put them together so that there's that corresponding when I'm painting. That's the reason why when you look at my soul, when you enter into my studio, you find different palettes. They can be 10 palettes. I mix different colors, even challenging colors. Yeah.
How do the people around you make you feel about your work?
So the first question they asked me, what is this? That's the first question they ask me. When they look at my paintings, other people they see, no, they say your paintings they look creepy, your paintings they look scary. Other people they say no, these paintings. I'll keep on saying it. Other people they say no, me I cannot put in my house this painting. Every time when I wake up, when I look at it, I can be scared when I look at it. But at the end, I believe one day they'll understand. I don't know, they'll understand. I think for another generation which is coming, 21,000, even 22,000. Yeah, yeah.
What do you feel is the most essential part of your studio space?
The most important thing in my studio is the ground. When you enter into my studio, you find paint all over, and you find things scattered all over. That's the important thing. When I just enter into my studio, I just start just looking at things. I just start putting them together, getting nice, getting brushes. I put them together, even canvases. Yeah.
What's the worst piece of advice about your work you've been ever given?
They look scary. They look weird to other people. Yeah, that's what I can say. Yeah.
What would you have advised instead?
At the end, I try to speak out. Like I try to say whatever. Like, oh, why do I paint this kind of things? Why do I paint this kind of figures? Why do I put the teeth? I try by all means to speak out, so that like I'm trying to speak out through my works, through the voice, the mouth, the eyes. Even you can see the table, you can see the fish. Yeah, at the end I try to speak out. Yeah.
What career would you have chosen if painting wasn't an option?
For that one, if I was not a painter, I won't be alive. If I was not a painter, if I was not born being an artist, being a painter, being creative, I won't be alive. I won't be on earth. Yeah, that is what I can say.
What do you feel when you see the new generation of artists and painters?
How I feel when I see things, when I see artists, even my very young artists, like I feel good. I feel good because we are born to create. We are born to discover things or to see beyond, and I think it's generation to generation. It's generation to generation, and this is our generation. Another generation will come for another generation for artists will come, and this is our generation. I think this is our record. Why is we're still alive? Why is I'm still alive? This is my record. This is the kind of painting I'm doing. Why is I'm still alive? And yeah.
What advice do you have for the next generation of painters?
The advice I have for another generation, 200 years to come or 300 years to come, the advice is just keep on creating, never stop. Yeah.